NFL free agency is basically over for the most part, and at least most teams should think that they got better. But the real question is, who actually won free agency? So today, I'm going to break down my top 5 teams who I think won free agency, from players they added, players they lost, and at the end, I'm going to give each of them a grade. And trust me, you might not agree with me on some of these. At number 5, I'm going to put the New England Patriots. They picked up Romeo Doubs, who I think was very underrated with the Packers, along with Elijah Vera Tucker, Draymond Jones, and Kevin Byard. All these players were great signings that helped out multiple positions of need, but on the other side, they lost Stephon Diggs and Kyrus Tonga, and both these guys were really replaceable and already were replaced for agency. So overall, I'm going to give the Patriots a. At number 4, we're going to have the Carolina Panthers. They paid Jalen Phillips big money to be their premier edge rusher for a while, and they also added Devin Lloyd, one of my favorite off-ball linebackers in the class. This Panthers defense now looks extremely solid, and I think it can be a top unit in the NFL next year. And they didn't lose much either, other than their standout center, Cade Mays. And while I do like Cade Mays and I think he's underrated, he really is the only player they lost. So overall, I think the Panthers completely re-energized their defense, and the team in the whole went from just being decent to I think could be above average next year. So I'm going to give the Panthers a. At number 3, we have the Washington Commanders. They had some very strong pieces to their team, including Adafe Owe, Chigakonkwo, Leo Chanel, Tim Seidel, Amik Robinson, Nick Cross, and Dami Brown. All these players are great signings and can instantly help their team with a day one impact. But they also did lose some good guys like Marshawn Lattimore, Debo Samuel, Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, and Von Miller. So while it's a big turnover, it makes sense because all these players they lost are older and they're just trying to get their average team age to go down. So the Washington Commanders are going to get a. At number 2 is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. They picked up a lot of great talent, including center Tyler Lindenbaum, D tackle Kwity Payne, linebacker Quay Walker, linebacker Nakobe Dean, and wide receiver Jalen Naylor. These are all great additions that help out multiple positions of need that this team needed. And they didn't really lose much of anybody either, other than trading Geno Smith to the Jets, which I think we can all agree was a good decision for them, because I think all Raiders fans collectively hated Geno Smith. So take away all these great players and signings, I feel like the Raiders already had the perfect offseason just because trading him away. So overall, this was probably one of my favorite, if not the best offseason. So that's why I'm going to give the Raiders a. And at number 1, to everyone's surprise, I have the Tennessee Titans having the best offseason. They brought in guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, John Franklin Myers, Alante Taylor, Cordell Flott, and Daniel Bellinger. And I'm not going to lie, these are all great players that I had very high on my list. Wan'Dale gives them another weapon, gives Cam Ward at least a half-decent receiver to throw to. John Franklin Myers is going to strengthen that defensive line that they really needed after trading away Devontae Sweat. And you add both Alante Taylor and Cordell Flott to this already weak secondary. That's definitely needed. And then Daniel Bellinger is also just a reliable tie that gives Cam Ward another safe option to throw to. Now, yeah, did they lose some players? They did. They lost Chig, Sebastian Joseph Day, and L'Jarius Sneed. But let's be real. How much did these guys really impact the game? And they already picked up all the replacements with better talent. So overall, when I look at everything they did, they filled holes in the roster, improved all their weak spots, and not taking any major losses. This is easily one of the most complete off seasons in the league, and which is why I'm going to give it my number 1 ranking, and they're going to receive a. And yeah, those are my top 5 teams from NFL free agency. Let me know in the comments who you guys think should have made the list, or who I completely overrated, because I'm not going to lie, there was definitely a couple teams that did great that just barely missed the cut in my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe because that really helps a lot as I'm trying to grow this channel. And if you want, I can do a part 2 of the worst free agency teams because some teams definitely did not cook. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.